Welcome to another day of Bible prophecy. My name is Prophet C. Brazil. Well, I'm going to call this recording Revelation 13:18, Part 3. I decided I'd go back with that for a third time because this is a connecting part. And what I'm intending to show in this prophecy is how God uses symbols and as he spoke to us throughout the history of Bible prophecy. What these becomes his special signets, signifying unto those who have wisdom to understand that who is God sent and who is not. And I happen to found under those same characterizations or characters of one who was spoken of in Bible prophecy of old before now. Now, you remember these words to understand the truth. A tree, the fruit, a tree is identified by the fruit it bears. A good tree bears good fruit. A bad tree bears bad fruit. There's no way you can get figs from thorns, and no way you can get grapes from a substance have testicles. You can't do that. It's impossible. In other words, what it's telling you, the rules and regulations simple. The identity is plain and simple. If we see something that does not correspond with Bible prophecy, then it's not of God. God was a forgiving God. God was a God of peace. Jesus, the Son of God, was sent unto man, since man could not see God and live. He was sent as a replica of God. And what I mean by replica, to do the will of his Father, having the same mindset as his Father. So when you see the replica, it identifies the source of one which is came. And Jesus was that source that came from God. You identify him by the fruit that he bare. And not any time in Bible prophecy, as Jesus spoke throughout his pilgrimage here on earth, that he promoted a justification to kill. He always promoted a justification to forgive. And when we see a man or nation who has no forgiveness in their heart, and one who has forgiveness in their heart, then we could understand which of the two is godly like and which one of the two is ungodly, which one is Christ like and which one is anti-Christ. So this is where we are today. The ungodliness tree is going to bear ungodliness fruit. It's going to create situations. It's going to do the things opposite of what God would do. God sent his son, he gave up his son to die for us. As it was said in the Bible prophecy, Jesus spoke these things. How what reward do a man get for loving his own? You know, you expect to do good to your own, but what about the other man out there who is not stranger to us? What about the other nations who is stranger to us? This is what it is. If your son asks you for a piece of bread, will you give him a stone? If he asks you for meat, would you give him a serpent? So we all have to look at things. If we know how to do good to our other, then why shouldn't we know how to give good to other people? But now we know we meet other people with a force of repercussion and talk about winning. Doesn't matter how many lives we take and how much blood we shed, our integrity is we live by the sword. We love victory. And not only victory is simple, used by two words. I forgive. Two. I forgive. But I want to begin here reading, and I said I want to first come to what I'm dealing with. You see the cloud that God gave me in my vision in 1998. The reason I said I'm gonna go back to there because it's spoken of in Revelation chapter 13:18, a man of wisdom, and this was his number. And I've taken you through the formula in the last recording. It was 3 B's, 3 times 8, 3 times 666 is 19. Is the equivalent to 1998, the year of 1998. But God gave you the formula, and He said, "This is wisdom. This is the number of a man." This is God's signet to the world that the man you see who explained these things and showed these things, he is a man of wisdom, not sent. He didn't send himself, but sent by God to reprove all these things that were spoken of by the prophets of old. And God Himself will speak from this man according to His word in St. John chapter 16. Now, deal with the word this year. The vision I saw, I told you about that God gave me the year of 1998, pertaining to Revelation 13:18. It was this cloud I saw. I was facing the west, and I saw this dark black cloud building up on the earth, on the floor of the earth. It was in the form of a wheel of a giant steamroller. It extended from north to south as far as the eye could see, and from south to north as far as I could see. But what was so amazing and fascinating about this cloud, as it saw me, as if it seen me staring at it in this vision, it began to slumber over towards me, forced me to the east. And as I began to run towards the east, a concrete block wall was placed in my face in front of me by some source, protecting me from the storm. As I ran through the entrance and went to my left and kneeled down, looking above in hope to see the concrete block wall deflect storm. Instead of a deflecting storm, it stopped storm, which was the black cloud, but there was white cloud looking hands, which I have here, emerging from hiding inside of this dark cloud, and began to dismantle the storm, exposing me once again to the wrath of the storm, which signified by the white clouds hiding in them, which signified that the black clouds had no power on them all, whatever this black cloud symbolized and whatever the white cloud symbolized. There were two, but different sources, because one was white hands and the one was black cloud, but God gave it to me in two parts. Let me know there was two united forces working together, both good and evil, alleged good and evil. Now, the wolf. As I was forced towards the east, and Danville, Illinois, as I said, my journey began in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and as I was forced in the final analysis toward the east, I met a pack of wolves traveling west. After I found myself trapped between the storm and the wolves, and I saw blood all over the mouth of the wolf where they were devouring and breaking in pieces everything in front of you, I decided that if I continue to the east, I would become devoured by the wolves. But if I turn and go back in the storm, I have to suffer the wrath of the storm and the content. And as I went back into the storm, I grew wings and flew out and above. Well, that's another characteristic. In Daniel chapter 7-8, chapter 7, verse 8, I considered the horns. A little horn were eyes of a man. This was Daniel chapter 8. And what I'm trying to do is to show the characteristics. How are these three symbols coincide with us? If we look at them just with a normal eye, we will not see this. But God put it